What is a psychological assessment for NDIS? A psychologist completes a psychological assessment for NDIS to understand cognitive, emotional, behavioral, developmental, or psychosocial functioning. May include interviews and questionnaires. Looks at daily living impact. Explores emotional and behavioral needs. May assess thinking and adaptive skills. Helps explain support needs clearly. Why psychological assessments matter. The NDIS often needs evidence showing how disability affects daily life. A diagnosis alone may not explain the support a person needs. Shows real-life support needs. Explains functional impact. Supports planning conversations. Helps connect needs with goals. Gives families clearer evidence. When might you need a psychological assessment? A psychological assessment may be useful when applying for NDIS access, preparing for reassessment, planning therapy, or explaining changing support needs. NDIS access evidence plan, review, or reassessment. Therapy recommendations, psychosocial disability evidence, major life transitions, changed daily support needs. Psychological assessments, that support, NDIS. Evidence. Different psychological assessments may support different NDIS needs. The right assessment depends on the person's age, disability, goals, and reason for the report. Cognitive assessment, adaptive functioning assessment, psychosocial disability assessment, autism-related assessment, ADHD-related assessment, intellectual disability assessment, behavior and emotional regulation assessment, psychological assessment versus functional capacity assessment. A psychological assessment and functional capacity assessment can overlap, but they are not always the same. Each one answers a different question. Psychological assessment looks at thinking, emotions, and behavior. Functional capacity assessment looks at daily tasks. Both may support NDIS evidence. The right assessment depends on the participant's needs. Choose the assessment based on the main question you need answered. Psychological needs, daily functioning, or both. What does psychological assessment include? An NDIS psychological assessment usually includes background information, interviews, document review, assessment tools, observations, and a written report. Intake and history, participant and family interviews, review of existing reports, standardized tools if needed, clinical observations, functional impact, summary, practical recommendations. What should a psychologist report for NDIS include? A psychologist report for NDIS should explain how assessment findings affect everyday life and what support may be needed. Background information. Assessment tools used. Key findings. Functional impact, strengths and goals, support needs and risks, practical recommendations, functional impact statement where needed. Can NDIS fund psychological assessments? NDIS funding for psychological assessments depends on the participant's plan, goals, funding categories, and circumstances. Check the current plan first. Speak with a support coordinator or plan manager. Assessment should link to disability needs. Funding is individual and plan-based. Avoid assuming every assessment is covered. Psychological assessments for NDIS access. A psychological assessment may support an NDIS access request when it explains disability, impairment, and functional impact. Helps explain daily living impact. May support psychosocial disability evidence, useful for cognitive or adaptive concerns. May support autism or developmental evidence, does not guarantee NDIS access. Psychological assessments for NDIS plan reviews. A psychological assessment may help when a participant's current plan no longer reflects their support needs. Explains changed needs, describes current functional capacity, highlights unmet support needs. Supports therapy recommendations, may help during major life transitions. Connects supports with participant goals. Psychological assessments for psychosocial disability. Psychosocial disability assessments focus on how mental health-related disability affects daily life over time. Daily routines, emotional regulation, self-care relationships, safety community, access, motivation, and distress tolerance, support needs during changes in functioning. Psychological assessments for children, teens, and adults. NDIS psychological assessments can support people across different life stages. The focus changes depending on age, goals, and daily environments. Children, development, learning, and behavior. Teens, independence, school, and emotional well-being. Adults, daily living, work, and relationships. Families, clearer support needs. Support coordinators, stronger planning evidence. Telehealth psychological assessments for NDIS. Telehealth may make psychological assessments more accessible for some NDIS participants, depending on the assessment type and clinical suitability. Useful for transport barriers, may suit participants outside Sydney, can support interviews and questionnaires. Some testing may need face-to-face sessions. The psychologist decides what is appropriate. How to prepare for an NDIS psychological assessment. Preparing before the appointment can help the psychologist understand the participant's needs more clearly. Gather current NDIS plan. Bring previous reports. Write down daily challenges. Use real-life examples. Be clear about the assessment purpose. Share strengths and difficulties honestly. How effective care can support. Effective care provides psychology support for NDIS participants, families, and support networks with a person-centered and respectful approach. Psychology support in Sydney telehealth, where appropriate assessment and therapy planning, functional impact reporting, support for families and coordinators, clear next steps with care. Moving forward with clarity, psychological assessments for NDIS can help participants, families, and support teams understand support needs more clearly. They explain more than a diagnosis by focusing on functional impact, daily challenges, therapy needs, and planning goals. A clear assessment may support NDIS access, reassessment, or therapy planning with evidence that is practical, respectful, and easy to understand.